we are talking about Rajaguhya, Rajavidya, Rajaguhya, the secret knowledge that Bhagwan is imparting to Arjun. Last time we saw the first shloka where Bhagwan gives the adhikari, who is adhikari for this knowledge, who is qualified to receive this knowledge. And then in the second shloka, Bhagwan gave us a little bit of a trailer, almost like an advertisement for the knowledge that he's about to give. He gave all the qualities, the beautiful qualities of the Brahma Vidya that he's going to impart to Arjun. Having aroused our interest, piqued our curiosity, Bhagwan is now going to give the actual Brahma Vidya, the secret knowledge, which is capable of liberating anyone who listens to it with faith, liberate them from the cycle of life and death. So now today we will do Shlok 3 and 4. Let me start by chanting 3. Ashraddhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Sansara Vartmani. Bhagwan says, Arjun, people having no faith in this dharma, failing to reach me, continue to revolve in the path of the world of birth and death. Bhagwan is little bit continuing one more qualification required so that this knowledge can be beneficial to the listener. He calls Arjun Parantapa in this shloka. Parantapa means Arjun, meaning destroyer of foes. Everyone knows Arjun is a Kshatriya, a very renowned Kshatriya warrior. He has defeated many enemies, Asuras, Rakshas. And here Bhagwan is using this quality of Arjun to tell him that I'm giving you some knowledge. This knowledge you now use, you're a warrior, you have defeated so many enemies, you defeat the enemy of ignorance because it is coming in the way of you getting this knowledge for your highest good. Defeat the enemy of doubt, defeat the enemy of fear. All these things are preventing you from reaching your highest goal. And as we have seen in Adhyay 1, Arjun is in the grips of doubt and grips of fear. Arjun Vishad Yoga is the first chapter. So what is fear? Fear is a lack of faith. That's all. Faith overcomes fear. That is one of our favorite lines in Siva. So Shraddha means faith. Bhagwan is talking about the importance of faith in getting the benefit of this knowledge. So without faith, one cannot move ahead on the spiritual path because faith is where you unquestioningly believe the teachings, unquestioningly believe the words of the Guru, and that faith that gives you strength to overcome the obstacles, to implement the sadhanas. Otherwise, the ahankar comes in the way and doesn't allow you to have a full samarpan, a full surrender to the Guru in the path of this knowledge. So, what is the word given here for the knowledge? Dharma syasya. Dharma syasya means knowledge. He calls this knowledge dharma. It's the knowledge of the self. And this knowledge, he says, has been passed down from long lineages of Guru Shishya Parampara. And it has been successful. It has been tried. It has been tested. It has been proved to be successful in taking people across the cycle of life and death, beyond the cycle of life and death. Acha, even though some people may not have received moksha through this knowledge, at least they have been able to purify their antakaran, purify the mal and vikshep, which are obstacles on the path. And by overcoming the obstacles and overcoming the hurdles, all the mal, the avgun, then they have been able to convert their dukhi life into a life of relative peace, which at whichever stage this knowledge has helped them, it is taking them closer and closer to their highest goal. But everyone doesn't have faith in this knowledge. Some people don't want to believe this. So if they don't want to believe this, then they have to look for something else to believe in. Bhagavan calls that ashraddha dhana, having no faith in this knowledge. Now, we are in the, times where information is available to everyone through social media. There's so much of information available, and people can access countless philosophies, countless belief systems, countless theories, and people also invent new things. They're not happy with following something that is time tested, proven to work, that is coming to us from the ancient rishis who were scientists in the laboratory of their mind. But no, they want to invent something new. So they invent their own belief systems. Now, that path will be something different. And we don't know where that path will actually lead to, which destination. So Bhagwan says those who do not have faith and who therefore will look to other paths of life to follow. Some may follow nothing, and they may even in their lifetime be committing, performing unprescribed acts. Bhagwan says if they perform unprescribed acts, then it's likely that they will reach lower realms of existence after this life. So Bhagwan says these people, aprapya mam, they will not reach me. They will not attain me. Attain me meaning attain liberation or moksha. Because we know for a fact through so many uh, gurus having passed this information to Shishyas, and Shishyas with full faith having performed the acts and sadhanas that the gurus have prescribed, they have reached the final destination. We know that this path prescribed by the Vedas reaches moksha. We know that. But those who are not on this path, we don't know where they will reach. So they will keep on, maybe, perhaps, keep on continuing in the cycle of life and death. After life, they will have death. After death, they will come back. They will go through sukh and dukh again and again, pain and pleasure again and again. Okay? So if I know I want to reach Chembur Center and I don't know the way, I need to go to Google Map and follow the path that Google Map is showing me. Simple. These days it's so easy to reach unknown destinations. In the same way, the Shastras is a Google Map. It's telling you, go here, turn left, turn right, go straight. Don't go to this dead end. It will not take you anywhere. You will reach your destination, which is moksha. But we need to follow it with Shraddha, with Shraddha. So Bhagwan says, if you're not following with Shraddha, you're not following it at all also, Nivartante Mrityu Sansara Vartmani. You will keep going round and round in the cycle of birth and death. Why exactly is this? Why is it so important to have faith? Because some people may not believe that faith is so important. Well, the path that we want to follow in our with spiritual knowledge is not a path based on scientific proof. It is not some proof that we can find in books, in the material world. Nothing in the material world can prove Brahma exists or prove the existence of a supreme being. Nothing in the material world. Brahma Vidya is beyond the capacity, beyond the capabilities of the senses, the mind, the intellect to comprehend. Therefore, all these faculties are of no use in proving Brahma is there. Only faith in the Guru, faith in the teachings will help you to progress on the path. Slowly, 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 with faith, we will overcome our avguns. We will dilute our karmas. We will dissolve our karmas. And most importantly, as we will progress, we will overcome our vasanas. And that is the critical point. Vasanas are not overcome. We have to keep returning to sansar to fulfill our desires. This Brahma Vidya, practiced with faith, not just listened, practiced with faith, helps us overcome our vasanas. And once our vasanas are overcome, we no longer need to come back to sansar. So till that time, we will keep rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So therefore, Bhagwan is giving a little bit of a warning here to Arjun. What I'm about to tell you is a supreme secret. It's a supreme knowledge. And when I'm telling this to you, listen to it with Shraddha. What is this supreme knowledge? Now we all want to know. Bhagwan is starting by Shlok 4. Let's chant it. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagada vyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavastita. Bhagwan says, the whole of this universe is permeated by me as unmanifest divinity, like ice by water. And all beings dwell on the idea within me. But really speaking, I am not present in them. The highest truth is being imparted to Arjun. Don't forget, where is this dialogue taking place? Where is this Updesh taking place? On a battlefield. Imagine, it's not in some secluded cave where this secret is being told. Also think of the state of Arjun's mind. He is in Vishad. He is confused. He is in doubt. He is in fear. He doesn't know what to do. And he needs Shraddha at this moment, which is why in the earlier shlok, Bhagwan told him, now be calm, listen with faith. Keeping all this in mind, Bhagwan cannot straight away give him the highest truth in one shot. Arjun cannot understand it, and then neither can we. So the knowledge is being imparted baby step by baby step by step, simple format in which one simple truth is given. We can take our time to absorb that truth, see its validity, see it works. Yes, I believe it. I have faith in this one truth. And then shlok by shlok, Bhagwan will build on one truth. So let's see what is the first truth that Bhagwan is telling Arjun. He says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat. The whole of this universe is permeated by me. So the first thing he talks about is not Brahma. The first thing he talks about is universe. Because the universe is something that we can perceive and understand with our senses, mind, and intellect. It is always easier to understand something that is tangible, something that is visible, something that is perceivable, something that is manifest, it has a form. That is why Bhagwan is starting with the manifest world of objects, Vishais. So when we see the whole universe, we see objects, and obviously we are convinced they are real, or we are convinced that this is the only reality. We have no doubt that this book is nothing more than a book. That's it. We believe this is a book and that's all that it is. We see a mountain and we say, this mountain is nothing more than a mountain. This flower is nothing more than being just a flower. So this entire universe is exactly what we see and believe it to be. So this entire universe is also called Vishwam. In Sanskrit, the word is Vishwam. Vishwam means actually in Sanskrit permeated, pervaded by Vishnu Bhagwan. Vishwam means permeated by Vishnu. Now in the Vishnu Sahasranam, the first two names of Bhagwan Vishnu are Vishwam and Vishnu. Vishwam means the all, the whole universe, Vishwam. And Vishnu means the one who pervades everything, the one who pervades everything. So Vishnu means the one who permeates, pervades the entire universe. And that is exactly what Bhagwan is saying. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat. I am permeating the entire universe. So the word tatam means to pervade, to permeate, meaning something is spread through all parts of something. It's anything that is spread through all parts of something. So what allows something to permeate something else? The subtlety of a thing is measured, is the measure of its pervasiveness. Subtlety. Now, let us see, what is this universe made up of? Panchabhut, right? 5 elements. Space, air, fire, water, earth. 5 elements are there, and the entire universe is made up of these Panchabhut. From all these 5 Panchabhut, space is the most subtlest, right? So space being the most subtle, it is more pervasive than air, fire, water, earth. It's most pervasive. Space is everywhere. It's in the fire, in the air, in the water, in the earth, right? Air is more pervasive than fire, water, and earth because it is more subtle than fire, more subtle than water, more subtle than earth. And similarly, it goes that way. Fire is more pervasive than water and earth. Water is more pervasive than earth. So you see how all the 5 elements are in degrees of pervasiveness based on their subtlety. But the universe, which is all 5, is pervaded by Bhagwan. So the universe, even space, which is the most subtle of the 5, is pervaded. God is more subtle than all the 5 elements, including space. Therefore, God is more subtle than the whole universe, and therefore God permeates this entire universe. Objects or vishais are limited by their form. Brahma, Bhagwan, God, pervades all things in the universe. Okay? To understand pervasiveness, we can say, if you take a cube of ice, It has a solid form, four sides like a cube. But this cube of ice is pervaded by water. Getting it? Every part of that square of ice is made up of water and water alone. If the water was removed from the ice, there would be no ice at all, right? Now, this cloth, let's say, this cloth is pervaded by threads, right? Every part of this cloth is made up of thread alone. If threads were removed, there would be no cloth at all. A gold bangle is pervaded by, you got it, gold. Every part of the bangle is gold, made up of gold. If the gold was removed from the bangle, there would be no bangle left. Similarly, every part of this universe, every part of this Vishwam, every part of this Jagat is made up of Ishwar. If there was no Ishwar, there would be no Jagat. That's why we say the entire universe, Bhagavan says, entire universe is permeated by me, Ishwar. If Ishwar is everywhere in the universe, then why don't we see Ishwar? Why is it that Ishwar is not visible? Because Bhagavan says, Avyakta Murtina. I permeate the entire universe in my unmanifest form. Unmanifest form. A form which has no form. It's a state in which there is no form. Unmanifest means basically a state which is beyond the range of your senses, your mind, or your intellect to perceive. That is the meaning of unmanifest. With my eyes, with my mind, with my intellect, my eyes meaning my sense organs, my mind, my intellect, I cannot perceive something, but it exists. Therefore, it is existing in the unmanifest form or unmanifest state. The word for unmanifest is avyakta. Avyakta. Therefore, manifest is vyakta. Getting it? Unmanifest, avyakta. Manifest, vyakta. Now everybody knows the word vyakti, right? It's a Hindi word also. Vyakti means person. So when we say, we call a person vyakti, we are saying this is a person in manifest form. He's manifest. I can see him. He's visible. I can perceive him with my eyes. With my mind, I can understand. With my intellect, I have a concept. He's a person, vyakti. But Ishwar is not a vyakti. Ishwar is not in the manifest form. Therefore, Ishwar is avyakta, unmanifest, existing, but we cannot see it with our senses. We cannot understand it with our limited capabilities of BMI. So, Ishwar is avyakt, unmanifest. How can we know that Ishwar is there? So, Vedas are so beautiful. They give us such wonderful examples. They say, when you have milk, you see only milk. You see a pot, you see only milk. But butter is in an unmanifest state inside the milk. All you need to do is churn the milk. And when you churn the milk, the butter rises to the top. It becomes manifest. But it was always there in an unmanifest state. Similarly, when we do sadhana, we are churning the mind. Ishwar is there inside. But when we churn the mind, we do manan, this unmanifest divinity rises to the top, We do not see it like we see butter with our eyes, but we experience it as a paroksh anubhuti. When we studied Ishavasya Upanishad, most of you were attended at that time, the very first mantra of Ishavasya Upanishad says exactly the same thing. Let me jog your memory. The first mantra, first line says, Ishavasya midam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat. All this, whatever moves in the universe, is a dwelling place or a clothing for Ishwar. Same thing. Whether you are reading it in Gita or you're reading it in the Upanishads, the same truth again and again comes. Ishwar pervades everything. The world is an apparent reality. Beyond this apparent manifest reality, there is a truth which is unmanifest. Because of our ignorance, because of our delusion, we are seeing only the outer form, naam and roop of the object. We are not seeing the divinity which is there beyond the naam and roop. The entire world, we say, is superimposed on Brahma. What we see as the world is temporary, changing, transient. The substratum on which this entire world is superimposed is the changeless, permanent reality. Again, through an example, we can understand this. When we go and see a movie, the movie is projected on a screen. When the movie is going on, what is the movie? Movie is moving pictures. Moving pictures are there. When the moving pictures are there, we don't see the screen, do we? We only see the moving pictures. But when the moving pictures are no longer there, what we see is the screen. The screen was there before the moving pictures started, while the moving pictures were going on. After the moving pictures stopped, the screen was there always. Therefore, the screen is the reality. The moving pictures were temporary illusions. When we focus on the moving pictures, the screen recedes. When we focus on the screen, the moving pictures recede. Similarly, when we focus on Paramatma, the universe of Panchabhuts recedes. And when we focus on the Panchabhuts only, Paramatma recedes. You remember this in Ishavasya Upanishad? Focusing on the Panchbhut, we call that Karya Drishti. And when we focus on Paramatma, we call it Karan Drishti. So idea is focus on that which is the reality, which is changeless, which is the substratum. When we see a tree, we see leaves, we see flowers, we see branches, we see the trunk. All these were there inside the seed in an unmanifest form. When we saw the seed, we did not see the leaves, the trunk, the flowers, the fruits. When the flowers, fruits came out, we no longer see the seed. So in the same way, what we tend to see is only what is visible to our BMI. But there is always a reality beyond the visible world that is unmanifest, which is the substratum or the basic changeless truth or reality. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshva vavastitaha. All beings are dwelling on this idea within me. But he adds something very beautiful. He says, but really speaking, I am not present in them. Little bit of a bouncer Bhagavan gives. So how can I explain that? Let me take a piece of paper and show you. Okay. So let us draw one big circle. Let us say this is the one big circle, and this big circle is Bhagwan, Paramatma. Inside that, I will draw one small circle. This big circle represents Paramatma. This small circle represents Panchabhut, right? Now, this small circle exists inside the big circle. Yes or no? But big circle does not exist inside the small circle. Yes or no? That is why Bhagavan says, all beings dwell inside me. But really speaking, I am not present in them. A wave is a part of the ocean. Yes or no? Wave exists inside the ocean. The ocean does not exist inside the wave. The wave cannot exist if the ocean is not there, without the ocean. So therefore, Bhagavan says, all beings exist within me, but I am not present in them. I permeate them. I am not present in them. So let us see in this shlok, what is the truth we have to take home, that we have to understand, that we have listened to with faith, and whether we can accept this truth, because based on this truth, more truths will be added, revealed, and you'll be able to understand the other truths only if you take this one truth as a given. What is that truth? The universe is more than the objects that you see, and we have now changed our entire perspective of how to see the universe. We see it as permeated by Ishwar. First, we thought of God as maybe some being sitting in heaven somewhere in the sky. Yes, as children, we all thought that, right? Limited intelligence. Then, as we started learning things and we started inquiring, we got the notion that God is inside me also. I have God somewhere. So we thought God is one little thing inside me. Now, what we are learning, God is not just one small thing inside me, but God is permeating me. Everywhere is me, is God. And the entire universe is also pervaded by that same thing. And if that God were not there, if this divinity were not there, then there would be no Jagat at all. What does that mean? Without the screen, the moving pictures cannot exist. Without divinity, there would be no Jagat. Therefore, Jagat is Mithya and divinity is the Satya. Keep that in your mind. If you can understand this much, then you have reached an elevated understanding of Vedanta. A person who can at least understand this much can, with this very knowledge, can overcome all dukhs. More will be built by Bhagwan on this simple truth. Simple, but revolutionary in our thinking. Keep that in your mind and keep building more and more. Every Thursday, we'll come up with one more truth. Bhagwan will reveal it to us. Om. 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 Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam. Jai Gurudev. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Nagesh, for chanting today. God bless you all, Zoom team.
Pranam.
Pranam. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Nagesh.
On Monday now.
Thank you, Pranam.
God bless Alina. God bless all my shishus. God bless you all.
Pranam.
God bless. God bless everyone. God bless.